And welcome to Idaho Today. Migraine. It's one of the most common neurological conditions affecting millions of people, including children and teens. Actually, about 1 in 10 young people in the U.S. live with migraine, which can easily disrupt school, sports, and family life. Now, with a newly expanded FDA approval, there's actually hope for families of children as young as 6 who struggle with this condition. So joining us today, we have Dr. Jennifer McVig, a pediatric neurologist with the Dent Neurological Institute, and also Lindsay Mang. She's a mom whose teen son actually lives with migraine. Welcome to both of you. Great to have you here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
So I was really excited to hear that there are more treatment options for young individuals with migraine. I myself suffer. I have a teen at home who suffers. I know how challenging it can be to navigate this space, especially when it comes to putting your child on medication that previously had a lot of side effects, right? So, Dr. McVig, first of all, explain. I just said, you know, my connection to this topic. How common is migraine in children and teens? And what should parents look for? What are some signs that their children too might be suffering?
So thank you for focusing on this really important topic. As you said, it's quite common. 1 in 10 children struggle with this disease state, and this is pediatric, so this is children and adolescents that struggle with it, not just adolescents. Children are unique because they may not present and be able to vocalize the same as an adult, but that doesn't mean they feel pain any differently than we do. So they might say that, you know, the light hurts their eyes or sound hurts their ears. But instead, they may just retreat to their bedroom and be in a dark room for a lot more than they normally should. They may end up having nausea, but not be able to say the word nausea, and say they're sick to the stomach. They may have vomiting, but not always. Typically, the pain is in the forehead or bifrontal area in pediatric patients, and it's to moderate to severe intensity. To a point where it would make it so they might be able to, they might have to avoid school or a social activity and not be able to attend this.
Yeah, and you just mentioned how it impacts a child's life. I know this is something that, Lindsay, you are very familiar with. Tell us about your experience with a child who lives with migraine.
Sure. Thank you for that question. I'm sharing my personal story on behalf of Teva. My son started getting headaches during his elementary school years, but it wasn't until his 4th grade year until we saw an increase in frequency and severity in the actual headaches and other symptoms coming along with it as well. So we worked closely with our pediatrician, who then got us linked with Dr. McVig and her team at Dent. Throughout the years, we looked at possible triggers, preventative treatment options, options throughout those early years. We saw a little success with, but not to the degree that we are seeing with Ajovy. In prior years, my son was having anywhere between 6 to 10 migraine headaches per month. Since he started the preventative treatment option with Ajovy, he now on average is having 2 per month. So whereas in the past years, he had to worry about missing events or sports or school sometimes, now he's at a point where he does not have to worry. So we are very grateful that he has responded so well to this preventative option.
Absolutely, because this impacts not only your child's livelihood, but your family's livelihood as well, too, right? Especially when, you know, kids are growing, they're trying to focus on their academics, on their sports. As an athlete, oh my goodness, the impact that migraine has. So really quick, I want to go back to doctor. You know, typically, you know, as Lindsay had mentioned, when a child, anyone is going into migraine treatment, you start with the tried and true, right? Because a lot of insurance companies need you to start there. So you start with the triptans, you know, you go through this litany of different medications that you're supposed to try first. Tell us about the benefit, though, of this medication. How is it different than the others?
Yeah, so this is a disease-specific medication focusing on CGRP, with this calcitonin gene-related peptide, and it is an antagonist that that inhibits this temporarily. It's a once-a-month injection that it has been FDA approved in adult population since 2018, but is now available for pediatric patients. They are approved from the ages of 6 to 17 years old for episodic migraine, which is less than 15 headache days a month, and it is a preventative treatment treatment. So the goal is to decrease those numbers of headache days and not try to, chase our tail treating them once we get them. We want to try to not have them. And so this is the goal of this medication.
All right, so great news out there for parents that there are more treatment options, especially if they're already down the path and just not finding the results that they're really hoping for their kids. Doctor, thank you so much. Lindsay, thank you both so much. We really appreciate the great news that you're sharing for our families here this morning. All right, you guys, take care. And